Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Piece It Together podcast, episode 2. As always, I'm your host number 1, Madison, and I have the lovely, the wonderful host right beside me right here, Brianna. So, today on this Piece It Together podcast, we're going to talk about some very interesting topics. We got hockey. We got pre-time skip and post-time skip. We have Enma sizing and how it's, different between Odin holding Enma and Zoro holding it. We have what roles we would be if we were part of the Straw Hat crew, and what
that
devil
one was
fruit.
So hard.
Oh, it was good. It was good. I love it. And then finally we have Sniper King's true identity. Because
One, I can't wait to talk about this one. Rolling the sleeves up.
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't the final one. The final one is going to be saddest moments in One Piece. Because last episode, if you haven't seen it, go check out last episode. We talked about our most heartfelt moments. Now we're going to be talking about our saddest moments in One Piece. So make sure you stick around to the end of the video. And let's roll the intro.
Wealth, fame, power. Gold Roger, the king of the pirates, attained this and everything else the world had to offer, and his dying words drove countless souls to the sea. You want my treasure? You can have it. I left everything I gathered together in one place. Now you just have to find it. These words lured men to the Grand Line in pursuit of dreams greater than they'd ever dared to imagine. This is the time known as the Great Podcast Era. Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Together we will find everything that we're looking for. One Piece.
So, Brianna,
Yes.
let's talk about our favorite types of hockey. Ooh. Do you want to go first or you want me to go first? Because I'm excited for this.
Well, I'm just gonna give a little bit of backstory for hockey first, because I know that some people might not know what hockey is.
Of course.
So there are 3 different types of hockey. There's really only 2 main types. The first 2 types is armament hockey and observation hockey. But certain very powerful people in One Piece have a third kind of hockey, which is called Conqueror's hockey, and we all think that's the coolest type. So, yeah.
I mean, some of us do.
Yeah, well, it's personally, that one isn't my favorite. Like, I think out of all of them, Conqueror's hockey is the coolest.
You think why do you think Conqueror hockey is the coolest out of all of them?
Because you can literally see the future. You can anticipate people's movements. It's like Sharingan, you know?
Conqueror's hockey
I
lets
really,
you
really
see
like
the future?
that.
I thought it was observation hockey that lets you to see the future.
I probably said it wrong.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Probably said the wrong name.
But Conqueror...
It's observation hockey for sure.
Oh, so...
The one where you... Yes.
So observation
favorite
hockey is your favorite hockey?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Me too. Observation hockey by far is the coolest hockey. I will give a shout out to Conqueror's hockey though, because Conqueror's hockey, whenever Luffy is fighting anybody else who has Conqueror's hockey, they always activate their Conqueror's hockey, and like the whole screen will go to like purple or like a dark color, and then Luffy will just like look into the camera with his eye, and like red everywhere right when he looks in his eye, and like the whole screen goes red, and then you see the 2 Conqueror's hockeys like collide together and like make static everywhere. So I think like Conqueror's hockey versus Conqueror's hockey is like cool as shit, especially since like Conqueror's hockey in itself, if someone doesn't have a strong will, they get knocked out, they get unconscious. And
I love that.
We even saw Conqueror's hockey, I think, was the first hockey you ever see in the anime. It's episode 3 or episode 1? Whenever Shanks is saving...
Shanks on the Sea King?
Yeah, she uses Conqueror's hockey on the Sea King
You
to
didn't
save
even
Luffy.
know what that was at that time.
Exactly. I don't even think Oda knew what it was at the time. I think...
Right. Because in Skypiea, they had the thing called mantra, and then it was like, well, use Blue Sea people call it hockey, you know? And it's like, oh.
Yeah, but yeah...
Hockey.
Shanks used Conqueror's hockey on the Sea King, and the Sea King, like, he got scared and ran away. He didn't even have to fight him.
They used Conqueror's hockey as a greeting. Like, that's the way you greet people, you know?
Yeah.
You But in your big Conqueror's Haki, you go like, "How are ya?" You know, I just love that.
Like, what's up, dude? Hey,
Yeah, it's like Rayleigh and Gold Roger, just
yeah,
Conqueror's Haki.
Conqueror's Haki between like Gold Rogers and spoiler alert, Rocks or
Whitebeard.
Whitebeard. Yeah, you can say Whitebeard. I feel like it would be so cool like when Blackbeard and Luffy first like, because I feel like they're gonna fight.
Oh God.
So like when they fight, they need to do Haki against each other. Because even Kaido and Luffy, spoiler alert, used Haki against each other, or Conqueror's Haki against each other. I thought that was so cool.
I cannot wait to see him. I want him to be beat so bad. He is like the ultimate One Piece villain in my opinion, because what he did to my boy.
Yeah. So why is observation Haki your favorite Haki, Brianna?
Because you can use it to outsmart the enemy and formulate a really good plan, but also I feel like if you use that in like pairing it with armament Haki, it makes you really strong too. Because if you think about it, armament Haki is the first one that everyone uses. It's the first one that they all learn. So it's kind of hard to have observation Haki without armament Haki. You know what I mean? But see, Usopp could have it without having armament Haki.
I think he
because
does.
He's a sniper.
I think he does have observation Haki.
So he's like an exception to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But still, I think that him having observation Haki is so freaking cool because he is a sniper.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
Being able to just do it that far away and like Dressrosa when he was trying to hit Sugar. Oh my goodness.
Shoot down that flag. He's using observation Haki to see the flag. I don't think he actually used observation Haki to see. He just used his regular sight.
It's the headcanon.
Yeah, it's the headcanon for sure. So as you said, observation Haki allows you to see the future. I think observation Haki, if you train and master it, so because even Rayleigh said like mastering Haki is hard to do, right? And there's only very few people in the One Piece world that have mastered Haki, or mastered, I should say, and that's got to be like Shanks, Rayleigh, anybody who was on Gold Rogers' crew has mastered Haki, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think
Whitebeard. They don't have devil fruits, so they got to do everything.
They got to do everything they can, which is mastering Haki. And Shanks, observation Haki is my favorite Haki. I don't know if I said that or not, but it is my favorite Haki. I think Shanks using observation Haki is a very like well-defined of how to master observation Haki, because I feel like Shanks could see so far in the future that he knew back when Luffy was a child that Luffy was going to become king of the pirates. That's how far Shanks can see into the future, because he's always Shanks. If you think about it and you watch One Piece, Shanks has always been where he needs to be at all times, or he knows like what's going to happen before shit happens. Like he has like precognition. So I think he's using his observation Haki to see in the future.
It is a theory.
It gives him.
He made Buggy eat the fruit. He's kind of the reason that Luffy got the fruit.
Yep.
And I think there's someone else too.
But I think his observation Haki doesn't allow him to see everything in the future, because then he would have known that Luffy was going to eat the gum fruit, and he wouldn't have been so surprised and shocked when Luffy did eat the gum fruit. But at the same time,
it was one of those like parallel universes where it could have been any particular one, and it was like that was the one that happened.
I think he has clairvoyance in certain areas. Is that the right word? Clairvoyance? Yeah. But as you can see, like Luffy during the Kaido fight, he was looking at Kaido before he threw his hammer, or threw his whatever, his weapon. I don't know what you would call that, but mace club.
Kaido's club.
Yeah, club.
Mace.
It's like a mace club mix. It's a club that has all this points in it, but yeah, before Kaido even threw that shit. Spite club. There you go. See, you're always good at everything. Dang it.
I'm good at describing things.
Yes, for sure. But the spite club, he saw it like about to hit him before it like actually hit him, so it gave him like the ability to dodge it and shit. But yeah,
slow mo.
And how did Luffy learn observation Haki again? He learned it from Katakuri?
No, he would training with Rayleigh for a little while, but he wasn't like fully realized. And then whenever he fought with Katakuri, then he was like, "Oh wow, his is so much better than mine," And then because he always gains his abilities in the big fights, he gains that experience by trial and error, doing something wrong and then finally getting it right. So he really came into it in the Katakuri fight, but he trained with Rayleigh for 2 years during the whole time skip thing.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Rayleigh, I think during the two-year time skip, him learning from Rayleigh really really helped him become a lot stronger than he really is, for sure, when it comes to like his Haki use. Which is a good transition to our next talking point. We can talk about how the different crews members of the Straw Hat crew act pre-time skip versus post-time skip. Examples being, well, I'm sure we'll just leave it at that. I'm sure you'll give examples, and I'll give my examples.
I just realized there's one more thing I want to say about Haki.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so this is for people that say that someone needs to go and teach the other members of the crew about Haki, like Nami, Usopp, like somebody got to go out there and let them know what is up, because I mean, Robin, she used to be a sniper and now she's the architect and all that stuff. But what I found was not all members of the Straw Hat crew have learned Haki because it is a rare and advanced combat technique in the One Piece series. Haki requires a strong willpower and intense training to master, and not all characters in the series possess the necessary attributes or have had the opportunity to learn it. Additionally, the author, Ichiro Goda, may have specific plans for which characters will develop Haki abilities as the story progresses. Because, it ain't over yet.
Of course. I feel like some of it don't need Haki, though.
I know.
Like, what does Nami need Haki for?
She's one of the strongest on the crew, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. And you
Nami's
haven't gotten
run
to
away. She's gonna be the spy, flip, and then wait and get saved and come back and be like, look, I got all these papers, I got the poneglyph scrap, like I got this map. Thank y'all for saving me. Oh, and this is their treasure room. Jinbei, go snatch that for me.
Robin, you haven't seen Robin because you're on episode. I think you're on the filler episode right now with Uta. But you haven't seen
like 26, 27, 28.
You haven't seen the full Robin fighting the succubus girl, spider lady. You haven't seen that full fight yet.
Right. Because Sanji's in there.
Yeah.
Kind of tied up right now.
Oh, no, he just got freed.
Naughty.
Remember? He just got freed. He just got freed by Robin and Brooke. Remember? Yeah. He just got freed from her. So you haven't seen that fight yet, which the fight's coming up in the next couple of episodes that we're gonna watch. And that fight is really like shows Robin how strong she is. And you are right, she's one of the strongest in my opinion of the crew. Her devil fruit's just so powerful. It can be used in so many different ways and attributes. But like Nami doesn't need Haki in my opinion. Like there's nothing she can do. She's like
she's a navigator.
Yeah, she's a navigator, but she also like all her attacks are long range, but they're not long range. You know what I'm saying? Like basically the Straw Hat crew has like two snipers, Usopp and Nami, and Robin.
She takes care of the boat. She has her weather stuff. She's trying to get Zeus, which could like be like a sentient thing that could, I really think he's gonna join the crew now. Like 100%, I think he's gonna be part of the crew because
we'll have to see.
She literally just made this new thing. What is it called? Agora, something like that.
Yeah, you're talking about the girl.
Prometheus got him a girlfriend.
Got him a girlfriend. Yep.
So I think Zeus is gonna join the crew now. He's gonna dip. He's gonna hardcore dip on mama.
Not Big Mom. Oh my goodness, not the mama. For sure, Zeus, and I don't think he's gonna like the fact that Big Mom has made basically a replacement of him. Yeah. And Prometheus, being a little sly dog he is, bad mouthing Zeus. That's not really.
He just wants to get rid of Zeus.
Yeah. I mean, Zeus messed up too many times for Prometheus or anybody, even Big Mom. I feel kind of bad for Zeus.
Dopey.
I know.
He just wants some snacks.
You mean Nami's what's it called? Thunderballs. Yeah.
Little thunder snacks.
I feel like, to elaborate on what you said, I feel like they still do everything that they did pre-time skip. It's just not shown by the creators anymore. Like Oda doesn't show Chopper, practicing meds. He doesn't show Nami charting. He does show Zoro lifting weights every now and then, or like Robin, reading the poneglyphs. He doesn't show that stuff, but they still do it. It's just he doesn't show it. Like, you know how Frankie will fix the ship in a day, and like he doesn't actually show Frankie actually, like, you know, working through the night fixing something.
I want to see that though. I mean, I know he does it, but I want give me the animation of it. Take your time, you know.
For sure. Now, when it comes to, I did it based off of every character. So I'm just gonna run through some of them real quick. Like Zoro, I think I said this in the last episode. You know, he smiled and laughed before time skip, and now his attitude completely changed after, and he has that scar on his eye now. So like, which is unexplained. Like, we still don't know why or how he got this scar over his eye. Yeah. What'd you say? Repeat what you said. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That bothers me. That we don't know where his scar came from on his eye.
I think Mihawk gave it to him. Dead ass. I think Mihawk gave it to him, but that's just me. But he doesn't laugh and smile as much as he used to, as he did like pre-time skip.
He's the first mate. He's like the first crewmate. He has to be like, he has to be a hard type of guy with presenting and like protecting Luffy. He is the last person to trust you when you join the crew.
Of course,
like, the last person to trust you.
I feel like he also has some type of like precognition when it comes to people. Like, he can read body language and read people very well.
Maybe he got a little bit of observation Haki too.
Hey, maybe. We know he has Conqueror's Haki and Armament Haki. Sorry for spoilers for people that don't know that. But yeah, he definitely has Conqueror's Haki and Observation Haki. Armament Haki. I don't know if he has Observation Haki or not. He might. He might. He very well might have it.
Shoot. If he did, maybe he could find his way around a little bit better.
Yeah. But like, for instance, Zoro, I think the only instance I remember of him laughing was in Dressrosa with
Dressrosa?
Dressrosa, yeah, Dressrosa.
Des?
Is it not Dressrosa? Dress?
No, it's Dress.
Oh,
yeah.
it's a Dress? Oh,
yeah.
There we go. My Madison's first mess up name, as always. Dressrosa.
Thank you.
So yeah, Zoro, whenever he laughs at Pika during Dressrosa. I think that right there, because, you know, that's like the only instance I remember Zoro laughing, like, since post time skip. I don't think he's laughed since then, you know. Even when, spoiler alert, that beautiful woman, the one that's most beautiful in Wano, is like all over him, and she's like, "I really want you," and stuff like that, you know, like hinting at it. She didn't actually say it, but he doesn't like laugh at her. He doesn't like make any like facial expressions. He's just like, be gone. Versus
like,
Sanji.
I only care about swords, booze.
Yep, swords and booze, and he has a good sense of smell when it comes to the booze. He can smell miles away. That's his observation Haki, smelling booze. He has the new Haki, the smelling Haki.
If you put him in a maze and you put booze at the other end of it, he would find his way through that maze.
Yep.
He would become so smart to get that.
Yep. Just same thing with Luffy and meat. If you put meat at the end of the maze, Luffy.
You see that meme where like all the little things popping up over his, like, he's trying to figure it out, you know?
Yeah, you talk about Luffy calculating with
the
the woman that's like,
and equations.
Yeah, she's like looking at it. She's like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. For the next one for me, I just said Chopper. I didn't really go in a particular order for this. I was just naming the ones off the top of my head. But I was saying Chopper. He used to be a very like scared raccoon. Even though he's not a raccoon, he's a reindeer. I know everyone calls him a raccoon, blue-nosed reindeer. But he used to be.
Raccoon. I'm not a raccoon.
Slaps the shit out of him. I'm not a raccoon, Queen.
They're just like, oh.
Yeah. But he used to be very scared, like scared of everything, right? He used to always, when he first met the Straw Hats,
like a little boy.
you know, he would do like this.
He would hide behind stuff, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. He would hide behind, like, you know, his whole body showing, but he still would hide. And I don't feel like he hides nearly as much as he did before the time skip. Like he's became more brave. I feel like him making medicine, and we just watched, spoiler alert, the episode where he made the antidote for Queen's virus, and he was even explaining on the fly. Not only did he make a virus that counteracts Queen's virus, but he made it to where people can inhale the virus versus being injected with it, which is even more complicated than injections. Like to inhale a virus is like more
and
complicated.
it spreads through the air. So
Yeah.
like, say if you go up and coughed on somebody, it would be contagious to them just from your breath.
Yep, exactly.
So his can spread through touch too, but it's even better. Like
Yeah, exactly.
he is so smart.
Yeah, Chopper definitely has became a very big brain, and we saw that with his ability to do like what was the gear that he has, the transformation, brain transformation, where he's just like it's his normal Chopper self, you know what I'm saying? Brain point, that's what it's called, brain point. And you can see like his brain point is like next level now. Post time skip. What about you and Chopper? Post time skip.
I don't know. I don't think I have. Let's see. Chopper's over here mixing up medicine on the fly while he himself is inflicted with the virus. He tested on himself first. Like, that's how he's leveling up. He's having to do it along the way because they're all in such kind of like rush kind of situations. Instead of spending days inside of the cabin, like working on different medicines, like he would spend days in there making these different kind of rumble balls. And now he's just got it down. He's like, oh yeah, I know the recipe. I got this. You know, he just knows how to mix stuff up. But the one I'm really upset about though is Robin. Robin would read us pieces of the poneglyphs. She told us like what one of the weapons was. She read off the thing about the history in Alabasta. So, you know, and then they read us the stuff in Skypiea. And I feel like Skypiea, where they read off Gold Roger's writing and like the stuff that was written on the bell in Skypiea, was one of the last times they ever read anything off to us and told us what the poneglyphs said. And now they're getting all these scrubbings from the road poneglyphs too, and they still haven't told us what the road poneglyphs say now.
Oh, they didn't?
I know the road poneglyphs, they tell you how to get to other islands. So, I mean, like, yeah, there isn't much they can really explain there, but there's a lot of other poneglyphs that aren't road poneglyphs that I want to know what they say, because they all have something to do with secret history to fill in the blank century, or they're there's some of the weapons, you know, like Chirahoshi.
Now, when it comes to her reading the poneglyphs out loud and stuff, did she not read the ones in Fishman Arc? The red and the one that's sitting right beside each other. Did she not read those out loud? I think she did.
Did it in Alabasta.
Yeah. I think she did. She did the one in Fishman, I'm pretty sure. She read it out loud of what it said and what it meant. Or maybe I have it confused with, spoiler alert, the Gold Roger flashback, where they read it out loud for us. Because I know they did it in Gold Roger. I know for a fact in the Gold Roger flashback, episode, 970, I think it is, whenever the whole flashback is happening with Gold Roger. I know when they went back to the red poneglyphs, I remember they reading it out loud to us because it was an apology letter. And Gold kind of like laughed at it. He was like, "Oh, it's an apology letter," or some shit. They explained what that one meant. But yeah, we now know the red poneglyphs are like the way to get to Laugh-Tale. Like, you have to have the red poneglyphs, and I think there's one in Whole Cake Island, right? There's one.
Yeah, there was one in Whole Cake. There's one in Wano.
One in Skypiea, or no?
Yeah, there's one in Skypiea, and there was the bell, but that was definitely I don't think Robin did that, because she read some in Alabasta, and then it wasn't long after that they went to Skypiea. So and that was kind of one of the last times she really read stuff off to us, you know, other than when in Fishman Island they learned about Chirahoshi being potentially, you know, because we heard about the little kid who was the fortune teller.
Yeah. Did her...
And that was before her mom was even met. That was crazy.
Did Robin's sense of humor get darker after the time skip? She always had...
She's always been that way. She's
has
always been a little eccentric.
Yeah, no.
She'll think about the worst case scenario, and Usopp's always like, "Don't say that," because he has, "I can't go on this island" disease.
Fucking Usopp. I love Usopp so much. Speaking of Usopp, I'll do Usopp's real quick. Usopp, after the time skip, he's like Chopper. He became more brave. I mean, he's still a scaredy cat, but he doesn't come up with diseases. He doesn't lie anymore nearly as much. Like, he'll joke around and shit.
Well, he did a little bit. He did lie a little bit in Wano, and he felt real bad about that one.
Hey, you look stupid, Ulti. You look so dumb, Ulti.
Oh, the toad oil. He felt so bad about that.
Oh, the toad oil. Okay, you're talking about when he sold the fake toad oil. Yeah, okay. I thought you were talking about when they're fighting Ulti, and he's like, "Hey, I think you're stupid, Ulti. And then Nami's like, I didn't say that, Ulti. I didn't say that. Stop it, Usopp.
That was just a tactic.
Yeah, that's a smart tactic for Usopp. But he doesn't tell the stories that he used to tell. You know, like when he first joined the Straw Hat crew, he used to call himself like Captain Usopp, and like, you know, ever since, I feel like he stopped doing that though. Before the time skip, he stopped doing that.
It was only for Kaya. He would tell those stories for Kaya because she was stuck up in her room all the time. But
I swear he did it. He did it to other people too.
I love this because everything that Usopp has said, all the stories he's told to Kaya, they've been coming true.
Yes.
The very first one, they found a giant goldfish. They got stuck on its poop, and it was like an island. And like so many things that he has said that were going to happen. These fake stories that he's came up with end up happening.
You know why?
He is a strong warrior of the sea. They did think he was the captain.
You know why?
It's all coming true.
Because he has, and he doesn't know he has it, but he has observation Haki as strong as Shanks and as strong as Yasopp.
Right.
As his father. And he doesn't even know he has it, so he could see the fucking future. Sorry for my language. But he has that observation Haki, and he doesn't even know he has it. So that's Usopp done for me. You have any more you want to say about Usopp?
No. But about the pre-time skip stuff, I know there's a lot of stuff individually that they may or may not do behind the scenes, but one thing that I think he's brought in place of that is probably the personal dynamics that we get with people, because like we get to see Robin and Jinbei alone, and we get to see Usopp and Chopper hanging out, and you know, we get to see different pair-ups and mashups. So I feel like he's trying to give back to us with those little pair-ups.
It makes me think of like, all right, so obviously the 2 years made all the Straw Hats get some maturity about themselves, except for maybe Brook. I don't think Brook really changed at all because he's already like 300 years old or something like that.
I know, right?
So he didn't really get more mature. You know, it's
he's just perfecting his craft.
But it's obviously like the 2 year gap, 2 year time skip was to make all of the Straw Hats be more mature. And I feel like it was also Oda's way to like put in some fan service for people, because like obviously if you watch pre-time skip and post-time skip, Nami and Robin's boobs get way bigger. Like I'm talking about way bigger. Like she goes from a
naturally.
Yeah.
I don't know how the live action is gonna make that look natural.
I mean, holy crap! She went from like a B cup to like a G cup, and I'm just like, what? Your bust is like 13 to
They're
a 45.
melanin. They made everybody look so white. Robin's so white. Zoro's so white now, and they all have very, very different, varying ethnicities, and I'm upset about it.
But like speaking of like immaturity,
but Robin was in that snow place. That's all I'm gonna say. She was in that snow place. I'll give her that, but they took the color from our people.
They took the color from the One Piece characters.
From our One Piece people. Come on.
So like for
give
instance,
them back their melanin.
Pre time skip, you have the meme where like Luffy is pretending to be Chopper, for instance, you know, and like Robin puts the hands over Luffy's like straw hat, and he's like, Usopp, look at me, Usopp, I'm Chopper. And then Usopp starts laughing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Usopp and Chopper are like dying laughing about it. And like that doesn't happen nearly as much. Like those jokes, as immature jokes, don't happen as much. So it's definitely like a maturity thing that they all went through, you know, for the 2 year gap.
I laughed so much at the beginning of One Piece. I laughed so much at all those little funny things. Yeah. That's what I kept watching it for, because it's a super long show, but there will be like 1 minute or like 30 seconds where Nami just whops Luffy in the face, and it's the funniest thing you've seen in the past 30 episodes. And it's just that short.
Just like Luffy being himself. All right, so I'm gonna run through Brook, because I absolutely have zero things for Brook. I post pre-time skip, he got stronger in the sense of like ability wise, but that's the only thing that happened to him. He's still the same person before and after, but I think he was like the newest crew member before time skip. Wasn't he? It was either him or Frankie.
I feel like he was.
Yeah, he was the newest member before time skip, And then after time skip, like he didn't change at all. Like there was no, he's already like 300 years old. There's no need for him to be more mature. There's no need for him to, like, he went and did a concert. That's what he did for the 2 years. He was like, I'm gonna go play in a band. Like I'm gonna go on tour.
Yeah, he was practicing good songs for his new crewmates.
Kind of like
he's been out there in solitude forever, so he had to like get with the times and figure out what the kids like these days.
Like kind of like, you know, his number one hit piece, Master Cat Viper.
Oh my gosh, I love that one.
Yeah,
it's such a great song. Now learn it.
Master Cat Viper. We're going.
You know what to do.
Yeah, Master Cat Viper. And then Robin like puts in her little sense. Oh, Master Cat Viper sounds like a very like prolific man, or what was it?
Is he really such a romantic? And he's like, oh, decidedly not. Well, then why are you lying about it? It's just a song, Usopp.
It's just a song. Love it. So I don't think Brooke really like changed all that much, other than learning new songs. Like, you know, I love Brooke though, as you can see my shirt. Brooke.
One Piece. The One Piece is real.
Ooh, One Piece.
And I got much higher, so high.
One Piece can't get much higher. It's already like all the way up here. I mean, it's kind of crazy how high One Piece is compared to all other animes.
The best.
The next character would be Sanji. We can talk about Sanji. I feel like I didn't put much about Sanji either. I feel like he's just more into women than he was like. He's been so woman starved.
He was deprived, so deprived.
Yeah. So deprived of women. Now he's more into them than before. I mean, he literally did the creepiest thing ever, which is turn invisible and go into a woman's bathhouse as super mask.
He couldn't have the clear fruit, so he's getting to live his dream.
True.
You know what? I'm happy for him, honestly. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, which we'll do in a later episode. We'll talk about every Straw Hat character and what devil fruit they should have if they don't have a devil fruit.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, or maybe Luffy could have a different devil fruit, and that would be cooler if he did have a different devil fruit. Let's see, Frankie. We can talk about Frankie before time skip. I think he did a lot more shipwright stuff to the Sunny before time skip. Like you saw him. I remember. Maybe this was a dream I had or something. I don't know. I'd be dreaming about One Piece, but I think he did. I think I remember seeing him stay up all night working in a shop before time skip on some kind of like invention he was coming out with. I think it might have been for the Mini Mary or something like that. And he worked like all night long on it, and then like he like revealed it and shit. But you don't see him doing that anymore. Like his new suit he came out with, he's just like, oh yeah, I made this one day. Like, you know, like we never saw him actually work on it or anything. He just like, yeah, I invented this thing, which I think it made. Good.
He had the Sunny built, but then like once they were on the, I'm not on the road because they're on the sea, but once they're on the waters, he was kind of like crafting stuff as they went. You know, I think he was like working on that stuff on the boat because they have all these different gears, and some of the gears can't be used unless it's very specific circumstances.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Kuda burst can be used to get away, to retreat, and all that. And then you have how many gears does it have?
I think it has 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Well, I know it has 4.
I know the Mini Mary, you know, homage to the Mary, of course.
Oh yeah, I love the Mini Mary.
And
so much.
Yeah, the Mini Mary is like just a small little raft boat, you know, which they haven't used.
Like a little waver.
Like, have they used any of the gears? Like, we know. All right, so they used like there's like 2 gears they haven't used yet, right?
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a little bit of display of all of them except for maybe 1.
Yeah.
I think we have seen all of them, honestly.
I'm about to look it up. But yeah, for sure, the gears. Let's see. Thousand Sunny has 16 cannons. That's not what I asked for. I want to know how many. Well, you will call them gears, right?
Yes.
Here we go. They have 6. They have 6 gears apparently. Yeah.
6. Well, they have 5. Okay, so we must have seen 5, and we haven't seen 6.
Yeah.
Or maybe 6, like, something that he does later, because I thought the max was 5 right now. Maybe he upgrades it and creates an extra slot later.
I could be wrong about it being 6, so I just want to double check for all the viewers out there. Make sure it's actually 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think it's 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So he has 6. Yeah, he has 6 different ones. Channel 2 is the Mini Mary 2. Channel 1 is the White Wooden Horse number 1. Channel 0 is just a paddle. That's what channel 0 is. So he does have 5. He has 0 through 5. Channel 3, we've seen it is Shark Submarine 3. So it's a submarine. That's channel 3. And I think we saw 4 and 5, which was the rhinoceros. Definitely. No, wait. I think channel 0 is paddles on both sides. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So we haven't seen one of them, I'm pretty sure. We haven't seen one of them.
I definitely know I haven't seen all of them. There's more to see.
I don't even remember seeing the submarine or seeing the
I saw the submarine. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay, here's one. All right, so you channel 0. Channel 0 times 2 is paddle wheels. Channel 1 is the horse. Channel 2 is the Mini Mary 2. Channel 3 is Shark Submarine. Channel 4 is the motorcycle. And channel 5 is the tank. And then channel 6 is an inflatable pool. Apparently they have an inflatable pool. That's probably that's probably what's it called in a filler episode.
Thing, it scared me so much because whenever they first took it out for its debut, they had only devil fruit users in there. Nobody in that submarine could swim, and I was anxious the whole time.
I guess we can go to the man, the one, the legend, the king of all pirates, Luffy. How he changed pre-time skip and post-time skip. I feel like Luffy had like the most happen to him during the 2 years out of everyone, with all the traumatic stuff that happened, you know.
Yeah, because he had to deal with Ace too.
I feel like with all that trauma that did happen to him, and with all that, you know, bad stuff that did happen to him, he didn't really change nearly as much as he probably should have. Like, he obviously got more mature, because that's the basis of everything. All of them got more mature.
But he keeps his childlike wonder.
He does. But I feel like he's always been the same versus, you know, other characters like Chopper or like Usopp. You know, they're more brave, obviously, now. Like, Usopp is still a scaredy cat. Yeah, I feel like Luffy should have changed the most in those 2 years, but he didn't. And I don't know, maybe it's because he's the main character he didn't change other than becoming more mature. He has a plot armor. Yeah.
He doesn't have a whole lot of responsibility when it comes to the crew. He pretty much just does anything that he wants to do. He doesn't have like a main focus.
Yeah.
Because his main focus is freedom. You know, he just wants to be free,
true.
Have fun, drink, fight people, save people, eat food, thank people by freeing their government whenever they give him food.
What's your opinion on Luffy's change? How does he act different before and after time skip? If you have any.
I think he takes things a little bit more seriously when it comes to the welfare of his crewmates.
Okay.
I feel like he definitely will not leave them in a situation that he thinks they can't handle. Like, he really learned that in Sabaody before they all got into different islands with Kuma's Pawpaw power, and which initiated the 2-year time skip. During that time, let's see, the One Piece time skip, it took place 517 to like 597.
Yep.
In the manga, or 517 in the anime, and then 597 in the manga. So Luffy, he trains with Rayleigh. This is just like a quick overview. Luffy trains with Rayleigh, Zoro trains with Mihawk, Nami studies on with Area, Usopp masters pop greens with Heracleeson.
Heracleeson.
That guy. Usoppin. That guy. Sanji trains with Ivankov in the Kamabaka Kingdom. He learns special attack cuisine, skywalk, and Hell's Memories, which is like the fire thing, encasing his body in fire. Chopper studies medicine in the Torino Kingdom. Robin is sent to kill a wolf and was then liberated, joining the revolutionaries in the 2-year time skip. So that was pretty interesting. And then Frankie upgraded himself with Vegapunk's technology. And then Brooke became Soul King and basically went on tour for 2 years.
Yep.
That's what happened to all of them.
That's pretty much what happens to all of them.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
go ahead.
out of all of them, I don't know. I feel like they all had their own little amount of stuff they wanted to do for themselves, but I feel like this whole time, Luffy, he has been doing this because he wants to be free, but he is doing this for his friends as well. Like he's out here trying to help his friends reach their dream.
For sure. Yeah. He wants Nami to get money and navigate the world, or like chart a map of the whole world. He wants Sanji to find the all blue. You know, he wants Robin to read all the poneglyphs. He wants Zoro to become the greatest swordsman. He wants Chopper to become the best doctor. He wants Frankie. I don't forget what Frankie's dream was, but he wants Frankie.
Become the best shipwright. He wants that boat that he created to go to every place in the world and be his like best ship, that like a ship that's good enough for the King of the Pirates.
We don't know,
and that's why he's gonna stay on the ship and keep taking care of it the whole way, because he wants that ship to go around the world.
I think Jinbei just wants to be part of the crew that reaches the last island, and he's like, I'm gonna be with Luffy because I know that's gonna happen.
He said he wants to be on the King of the Pirates crew.
Yeah.
The future King of the Pirates crew.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, and everyone can see that. They just follow Luffy, not because he asked them to, but because they want to. And he would not drink that cup, and they all just did it and cheers to him, and he was like, all right, I'm going to eat my meat, and you guys can just drink sake and follow me if you want to, but you're all free. Go do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Bartolomeo's out here passing out buttons like, here, this country is now governed and protected by Luffy.
Yep. Bartolomeo.
The Straw Hat Pirates.
The Straw Hat Pirate
Have a
Grand
Miss
Fleet.
Luffy pin.
He loves Luffy.
So much. He loves Luffy more than Boa Hancock does, dare I say.
Oh, that's... I don't know if you should say that. Boa loves Luffy now. She loves him.
I know, but Bartolomeo literally pushed her out of the way.
Oh, that is true. They would definitely fight for Luffy's hand in marriage.
They will fight.
Yeah.
They will fight over him.
They're gonna have a battle. a battle of Luffy's hand. And Luffy's just gonna be like, I don't want either one of y'all's hands. I'm sorry, but I'm a free man. Let's talk about Enma sizing between Odin and Zoro, and how Odin let's do it. Hey, let's do it. High on life. High on One Piece. I dare say.
Always.
But Enma, for people who don't know, the height difference between Odin and Zoro is significant. Odin is like twice the size of Zoro. I think Odin was like...
Isn't he like 9 foot or something?
He's like 309 centimeters.
Doflamingo.
Yeah, he is. He's about as tall as Doflamingo, I think. And Zoro's like as tall as Luffy, you know? So like...
Normal average Joe.
Yeah, exactly. And Zoro being so short, he inherits Odin's sword, Enma, in the series, and Enma technically should be as tall as Zoro if Odin was using Enma. And what how is Enma as tiny as it is, you know?
Well, think about this. Okay. Whenever he gave the swords to his children, you know, one of them got left behind for 20 years and one of them's like still a child, and so whenever he was going to leave those swords to them, they looked like normal sized swords. And then when that guy on the bridge had it, it's just like normal sized swords.
Like, do you want to hear my theory about like weapons in One Piece? I feel like weapons in One Piece they have special like properties that will form to the user of that weapon. So if I had Whitebeard's halibut, whatever you call it, the spear.
Halberd?
Yeah. That.
I don't know. Halberd is the word.
I think, yeah.
correct
if I
term.
had Whitebeard's halberd, it would be my size, right? Versus if I give it to Whitebeard, it would transform with some anime magic or maybe some kind of special property that's in all weapons in One Piece. It would transform into, you know, his size so he could use it. I feel like it's the
I
same with like
100% agree with that.
yeah, all
That's
weapons.
my headcanon for it as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It
So-
bothers me a little bit, but I think that Enma can grow and shrink in size because of it has the hockey sucking
Yeah.
stuff that it does with
Yeah.
Zora. So I think it just kind of like forms and,
Yeah.
you know.
Versus
to-
other people's headcanons is like, you know, them working on the sword, making it smaller, like they would like a wedding band or like any kind of ring. Yeah, turning it down a size.
That would be really cool. Imagine if they got Odin's sword and they chipped it down into like 9 different blades for the Yakuza 9.
Exactly, that would be so cool, wouldn't
That
it?
would be so cool.
You each get a piece of Odin
There would
with
be
you.
like 9 Odins just like coming
Yeah.
into Slice Kaido.
Yeah,
Wow.
that'd be so
Just
cool.
Odin spirit.
It was
It
missed
would be so
potential. Missed potential. Speaking of the Emma, fun fact is the Emma's size is inconsistent. Displayed between being fit for both Odin and Zoro, and in spite of its huge difference of height between them, where Zoro it's like, you know, 181 centimeters, and Odin is like what, 382 centimeters. The same would apply for like.
Oh boy.
You said what now?
I said Odin's a tall boy.
Yes, he is. He is a very tall boy. The same would apply, you know, for a regular size katana if it's not wielded by Odin. So I thought
Same
that was
thing would apply for Ameno Habakiri,
Is it
because it was
Amino?
shown as regular size katana when not wielded by Odin.
What is Amino Habakiri?
I honestly don't know. That's the official answer when you look it up.
Is Amino Hamakiri? It's one of the 21 great swords.
Yeah, 21 great swords.
Yeah.
21 great grade swords.
Oh, is
That's
that?
a mouthful.
Is that just
So
the?
is it because it's one of the special grade of sword that can like? Is it because it's a special grade of sword that it can change like that?
Oh, I think that's Odin's second sword. He has the Enma, and then his other one is the Habakiri.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So both of those swords have the ability to do that, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense because he handed one to each one of his kids. One was for Momonosuke and one was for Hiyori. Oh, is it Hiyori?
I mean, you want
I'm pretty sure it's Hiyori and Momonosuke. And their mom's name is Lady Toki and Lord Odin.
let's see. You have
Odin
Momonosuke.
wouldn't be Odin.
おでんに候
I forgot his. I know Momonosuke. I know they're part of the Kazuki family, but I don't actually know. It's Hiyori. Yeah, Hiyori, and then Momonosuke.
Enma and Habakiri. Enma and Habakiri.
Yep.
That's really cool. Fun fact.
Fun fact: One Piece.
So that is the explanation behind Enma's sword sizing. There is a reason. There is a method to Otis madness.
Yeah, for sure.
Anime logic.
あ大根がんもちくわに卵いよよいのよいで食ってそろ煮えてなんぼ
I wouldn't be able to come on. For anyone who knows me, I'm a chef. I wouldn't be able to come on as a chef if Sanji was already there, because they don't need 2 chefs. Or they might with Luffy's eating habits. Who knows?
With Luffy.
Yeah.
I mean, night shift, day shift.
No, Sanji's got it covered. Sanji's got it covered.
You know how
for sure.
Zoe works, but he only cares to cook for the ladies. You could
That's
be
true.
like Luffy's personal chef.
Ooh, his
and cook
personal
his
chef.
foods every single meal of the day.
So
But you would have to really work. You would have to end up hiring somebody to like catch this food for you in droves every day just so you could prepare it.
Luffy Taro. Today's menu is meat, and more meat. And Luffy's like, sounds
And then
good to
there's some
me.
fish.
Oh, you don't want the fish? Okay, we'll replace it with meat. But if Sanji was on the crew, I'd probably be like a negotiator / politician, because Luffy, let's admit it, he gets in some sticky situations. He has very bad communication problems.
He acts before he thinks
Yeah,
sometimes.
if he could, he does have good communication, but he also has really bad communication. I feel some of the fights that he gets into could be solved if he just had a conversation.
He misunderstands. He totally
Exactly.
misunderstands what people are talking about sometimes. And sometimes the plans go right over his head,
Yep.
which is why he just does whatever he wants to, because he cannot follow a plan. He will always mess up a plan.
Yeah,
But he gets it done.
He does get it. He does get it done for sure. I would probably eat the string fruit if Doflamingo didn't have the string fruit, because I could use the string fruit to like save and protect the crew. For instance, if like Luffy falls in the water, I could use the string fruit to like pull Luffy out of the water. Or like
Yeah.
Zoro's hurt, instead of putting bandages all around Zoro, I could use my string fruit to bandage Zoro's wounds, because he
Make
always gets
bandages.
hurt. And then I would also, just like for shits and giggle, I would always have a string around Zoro so I could pull him. So when he gets lost, we won't have 100 filler episode arc of Zoro being lost yet again. Oh, but he went to the left. No, he didn't. Come back here, Zoro. So I feel like the string fruit would be like a necessity for them if I was. But if Sanji wasn't part of the crew, I definitely would have the cook fruit, and I'd be the chef of the Straw Hat Pirates, and I'll be able to turn a log into meat for Luffy. Like, oh, here's a tree, let me chop it down, and here you go, Luffy, here's some meat. But yeah, that's my take on if I was a part of the One Piece crew, the Straw Hats crew. That's the devil fruit I would eat.
Okay, well, for me, it would definitely be something animal related, because I love animals. I want to be a vet. So, I think it was back around like episode 55. There was this Apis episode of the old dragon guy y'all call him Grandpa Ryu. He lost the nesting grounds that was on Warship Island, and he was trying to get back to the lost island. My role would be a breeder or a farmer of some type, taking care of the animals or the fish that we were supposed to eat or sell, or like if we have any pets on the ship, like somebody's gonna take care of Nami's oranges. There could be like a gardener somewhere. I could be like the farmer. I could take care of the animals and like feed the fish.
Would you have a devil fruit?
If I did have a devil fruit, I would have the one I would really, 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 really want to have would be the one that was eaten by Apis, the Hiso no Mi, the paramecia type devil fruit that allows the user to understand the heart of an animal. In other words, it allows them to speak telepathically to animals, because Chopper can speak to animals, but what about when he's not around or he's unconscious? Or it could be my trope in the crew could be Chopper talking to an animal and then being like, yeah, he said that your hair looks stupid, and then it's like, Chopper, why would you say that? And it's like, I'm just translating what he said. That could be my trope to see if he said the right thing, or it's like, Chopper, that's not what he said. But sometimes I could say the wrong thing and get Chopper in trouble. You know what I mean? If I was mad at him, that could be my trope.
I love it. Yeah, that'd be funny. That would add a comedy to the crew. More comedy. Please add more comedy.
There's a couple other ones I would eat though. This one's weird. I totally forgot about this one, but I looked it up because it was like animal related. But it's called the peto. I'm assuming peto know me.
You sound like a snail transponder snail. Pedo. Yeah.
Click. So this one, gel-like collars for everyone. It was used somewhere. I think it was when Law was somewhere in the picture, and somebody had green collars around Law and Luffy's necks, and he could kind of control them. I would probably have something like that, because I think you could put that on animals and people, and I would like the devil fruit actually.
Okay.
I think it'd come in handy.
You know what I think for you that would be really good?
Yes.
Otama's fruit, the Dongo fruit.
That's the last one that I was just about to mention.
Ah, okay.
Go ahead. The Kibi no Mi, paramecia type devil fruit, which allows user to create dango from their cheeks that can tame animals and those of part animal nature. All three of those I would absolutely love to have any of those.
You know what I think about whenever I think of like Otama's fruit? What happens if she used it on somebody that has is it Logia type fruit? Is that the ones you turn into animals and stuff? Like Marco.
No, that's
she
Zoan.
Zoan.
Zoan is the animal
Okay,
type.
so-
Logia is the one where they can turn their body into that element like fire, smoke, lightning.
Okay.
And Paramecia is the one where it's like it changes one thing about your body type or something like that. It's like the rubber, the one Nigga Robin has.
So
And then the Kibi
what would
Dango.
happen, and we'll probably discuss this in a different episode, but I'm thinking like what would happen if Otama used her Dango fruit on a Zoan type person, you know? Like what would happen if she gave it to Marco to eat? Would Marco become loyal to her because he's technically part phoenix. He's part, bird.
But he has a mythical Zoan fruit.
Yeah.
So
His willpower could be
I
too
don't know if
much.
it'd work on mythical.
Yeah. But like, it's obviously working on the smile fruit people, right? And that's an artificial
Yeah,
devil
those
fruit.
Are artificial devil fruits. That's why it works, because the animal
think so?
part of them is really, really dumb. If they ended up using it on somebody like Kaido, it wouldn't work. Yeah, he has a fish
Well, of course.
fruit, but
We'll talk about this in a later episode. We'll talk about, we can go very in depth with this, I feel like. So we'll talk about this in a future episode for sure. Because I feel like,
sorry about
It
the
would-
spoiler for the Kaido's fruit thing.
oh yeah. Well, like, I feel like it would be like different like levels. Like, like there's certain Zoan type fruits that like obviously she could use it on
Yeah.
because they have weak wills versus like Kaido who has a strong will. So I think it would be based off of wills if Otama was to feed it. Like if Otama fed her fruit or Dango to one of the Toropi 9 or whatever. What are they
Tobi
called?
Roppo?
Yeah, Topi Ropo. If she fed it to one of them, I don't feel like they would be under her spell because of their willpower being too powerful.
I don't know. Otama might have really, really good willpower. If
That's true.
somebody beats up Ulti really, really good and then she pops one in their mouth,
That's
it could
true.
be like a Pokemon where they, because you remember food,
She is. You know
Oda,
what?
food, how they equate stuff.
I'm gonna say it.
Because it is still a fake devil fruit. It's still a fake smile fruit for the dinosaur stuff.
I'm gonna say it. Otama is Ash Ketchum. She's gonna catch all the. She's gonna catch all the. Yeah, she's Ash Ketchum. Her Pokeballs are her dongos. And she just throws them in their mouth and they become hers. She catches them all. I want the giraffe. I want the gorilla hand guy. Go dongo.
I always wondered, why is Luffy able to talk to animals? Why can he hear what Sea Kings are saying and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
So, in the world of One Piece, it says Luffy's ability to communicate with animals is attributed to his voice of all things. This rare and mysterious ability allows him to understand and communicate with creatures, including Sea Kings. So he has some rare and mysterious ability
he has
of the
the
voice
same-
of all things.
He has the same ability that Neptune's daughter has. I don't know her name. I'm not even gonna try to guess her name. But he has
Princess Shirahoshi.
yeah, her. He has the same ability that she has because she can talk to Sea Kings.
Right. Well, if you want to use the easy name that Luffy and Robin, Robin uses all of Lucy. Lucy. It is Lucy. It was
Oh my goodness.
Luffy's nicknames. You can call Princess Shirahoshi Weepy Hoshi if that will help you remember her name.
It won't help me remember.
She cries all
anybody's-
the time. She's a giant mermaid girl that cries a lot. Okay.
I-
Weepy Hoshi. Shirahoshi.
I have a hard enough time remembering the names of the Straw Hat Pirates, okay? I can't even say Bartolomeo right, okay? I can't even say his name right. I know.
Bartolomeo.
I know Goal, D. Roger, Garp, Luffy, Brook, Robin, Nami, Sanji, Zoro, Chopper, Frankie.
Back up. Say Zoro's first name or last name.
Roanoa?
There you go.
Yeah,
Good job.
you thought you had me. Nah. I got
just makes
Roanoa, Zora. Yeah, it's always the name.
Zora?
Zoro.
Are we talking about Zelda now?
Oh my goodness.
Princess Sidon?
No, I'm just bad with names. I can't help it. Like Jaggy, I'm gonna call him Jaggy instead of
Jaggy. I like Jaggy.
a Lucius Kid or something.
Eustace Captain Kidd.
Yeah, instead of that or Killer. Like,
Eustace.
yeah, or Law. rather than train Frangler.
Trafalgar.
Trafalgar.
Trafalgar. Dude,
Trafalgar.
if you don't know the name, just be quiet for a second and let me speak it. I will speak it for you.
Thank you.
Trafalgar D. Waterlaw. Okay?
Okay.
And his nickname is Traffy.
Traffy. Yeah, I like Traffy.
And then in the sub, they call him Try Guy.
Speaking of things that we might not know, who is Sniper King? What is his true identity?
Okay. So I have a good couple of things to say about this. So
This is like an age-old question in One Piece, guys. If you don't know, like
yes, this is like a
Sniper
current
King.
ongoing mystery. We still
Yeah.
don't know like what Sniper King's true identity is.
Like who like for real, what is Sniper King's true identity? Because it's obviously not Usopp. Like there's no way
Right.
Usopp would never be
Everyone
that brave.
makes a joke about how it's Usopp, but like
People always make that joke. Always. This makes no sense.
I really think that the strongest candidate that we have right now for who Sniper King could be is, I forget his name, but it's that guy from Water 7 that everyone called him Usopp. I mean, literally, he looks like Usopp, so it's extremely easy for people to misunderstand that he is not Usopp. You know what I mean? They think that he looks like Usopp, but
His name is Kaku. Kaku?
Kaku.
Yeah,
Yes,
Kaku,
there
the
you go.
giraffe guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaku.
I
That's Sniper
agree.
King.
I agree with you 100%. Kaku definitely has to be Sniper King. For
They
sure.
met in Water 7, and
Yep.
he met Usopp. He got a feel for his personality, learned some things about him, things like that. So I think he used all the knowledge from him then, and his abilities, and his him using a sniper weapon type
Yep.
thing. He got a staff to try to imitate Usopp, and then
Yep.
he ended up getting his butt kicked, left it behind, and then that's why you see Usopp end up using that same what is it, like a staff slingshot.
Yeah.
It's like a
Exactly.
slingshot he ended up
Yeah.
using. So yeah, he's like trying to copy Usopp's style, and then he ends up using it,
Yeah.
But
And Kaku was obviously like a master infiltrator, right? He infiltrated in Water 7, he infiltrated like the shipwright guild and everything. So like he's obviously very, very good at impersonating people. But for instance, Sniper King's voice is way different than Usopp's. Like Usopp doesn't have that voice. It's
he has
obvious.
his own theme song. He's so
that's
cool.
true.
And Usopp can't use Skywalk, and I think that Sniper King probably can, because the
True.
CP9 guy, he knows all those hidden individual abilities. So as a superhero, he's got a mask, he's got a cape, and he's got a theme song.
Yep. And I'm just gonna say it.
He's a true superhero.
I don't think Usopp is even smart enough to come up with a new slingshot staff like that. Like that's obviously got to be Kaku.
Well, he kind of helped Nami with her thing, but
Yeah, that is true. You're right. I think
but he doesn't have the courage for that. Like Usopp is so cowardly. I mean, mask and a cape and all that stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't have the bravery to put on a cape and a mask and have his own theme song. I wish I knew the theme song. I know it's like Sniper King.
Oh, I know it so well. I could recite the whole thing for you right now, but I'm not. But to talk about
hold up, pause. Hold up. You said you know it. Okay.
I do know it.
Can you give me the first little bit of lyrics to it?
Hang on, let me get some freaking water.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw in there, like, it's obviously not Usopp, because Usopp, after getting his butt beat by Luffy, which is one of my favorite fights, I feel like he was too weak to even
Yeah, he was definitely too weak. His whole body would have been bandaged up. It wouldn't have just been his nose. Plus, Kaku's nose is like in a square shape, and he had his nose bandaged up to make it look like it was a circle. Like Usopp's
Exactly.
nose.
Yep. Exactly. So, going back to our previous thing, what is Sniper King's theme song?
Okay. Oh, the wind carries my name from Sniper Island far away.
Ooh.
When I take aim, it's straight and true. Loo, loo, la, la, loo. Whether you're a man or a mouse, lock on. I will put your heart in my sights. No one knows what secrets lie behind this mask and my cape.
See?
Lulu, Lulu la la, there is no escape.
And I feel like that one lyric you
Working aims true.
I feel like the one lyric you use right there, no one knows what's behind this cape or mask, speaks definition to why it's not Usopp. Right there, and it's Kaku. Because we will never know the true, it could be somebody just random, you know, we will never know the true identity of Sniper King. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's gotta be Kaku for sure. Like, if it's not anyone else, it's probably Kaku. That is who Sniper King is. That's who he has to be. It's definitely not Usopp. Like, we can both agree to that.
Yeah, he wouldn't have came back that soon. He had too much going on with the emotional turmoil in the crew, and
yeah. Especially since
would have recognized him.
Like,
I mean,
he obviously would be grieving that the Mary got, you know, destroyed. He'd be grieving too much to be, you know, Sniper King.
And everyone thinks that Kaku looks like Usopp anyways. So, you know, for them to be looking at him and calling him Usopp all the time is a natural thing that they've literally already been doing within the series. So it's definitely, I think it's definitely Kaku.
Yeah. Speaking of
plausible explanation.
Speaking of saddest moments, I guess some people would say this. Speaking of the Mary being burned, saddest moments in One Piece. I'm sure some people would say that's their saddest moment in One Piece.
It's definitely one of mine.
Yeah.
Definitely. Hate it. Absolutely hate it.
I feel
we
like
literally lost a crew member that day.
The Mary, yeah.
The most important, the OG crew member.
She definitely was one of the most important crew members of the Straw, which I like your opinion of that. Like, the Mary being a crew member of
absolutely
of the One Piece. You know, people normally would say the Mary is just a ship, but she
is not just a ship.
Yeah,
those fighting words.
For sure. I think probably my all-time saddest moment is when Luffy finally came to the conclusion that Ace was like really dead. Like, he had the initial shock when he used Conqueror's Haki when Ace was dead, and Ace's death was sad, but like the after effects that Luffy went through whenever like Jinbei, you know, was looking at him and Luffy's at the rock, and like
he really realized it then. He was like, oh my gosh, he's really gone, because he just
sad.
fell right there and then he passed out, you know.
Yeah, that was sad for me. Like, yes, Ace's death was sad, but Luffy's,
he had to go through realizing that he still had his crewmates, and like he was like, what do I have left, you know?
Exactly.
I still have my crew.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I already talked about the Going Merry. That's one of my saddest moments. Another one I already talked about was Bon Clay. Like, everything to do with Bon Clay. Whenever he helped him with taking him to Ivankov to get treatment, he was like, hang in there. And then whenever he leaves them and he's still stuck in the prison. And oh my gosh, that part is so sad to me. Like, always.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Yeah, for sure. Bon Clay. I feel like everything Bon Clay has done has been kind of sad, right? Like, anytime something happens that's sad, Bon Clay's part of it. Bon Clay's there. He's like, hey, the sad man. I'm the sad boy.
And he was a member of Baroque Works. He was literally Mr. 2.
Yeah.
And he became such a cool, close friend. They just happened to meet in passing randomly and really, really, really bonded. And, you know, he said, forget Baroque Works, and became friends with Luffy and stole all their faces and ended up using that to save Luffy and let them escape. Like, it's just the truest homie. Like, they had so much fun together. The little time they spent on the ship, and then they like swapped to get away, and everyone, they're all masters of disguises, so they all like dress up like members of the crew to help them get away on the other ship. He's so great.
I feel like my second saddest moment in One Piece is definitely like Brook's backstory. Whenever he's like singing Binks, is it Binks?
Binks' sake.
Yeah, when he's singing
brew.
Yeah, Binks' brew, Binks' sake. Whenever he's singing it, and he's like a quartet, a trio, a duet, a solo. And I was like, oh no, watching that for the first time. And then you hear Laboon, like it flashes back and you hear Laboon, he's chirping, he's like, yeah, exactly. And you hear like baby Laboon doing that, and
Oh
I
my
was like,
God.
oh, my heart just melted. I felt so sad.
The ending of the song where it's like, we're the Rumbar Pirates, the crew that brings a smile to every child.
Yeah,
And it's like, once we go around the world, we're coming right back here. You just wait for us. Like, that just kills me.
Exactly. I'm just like, oh man, why'd you have to
I've
say
been
that?
waiting. Since day
Yeah.
one, I've been waiting. Like that is the thing I'm waiting on for when they go back. Like I want to see them go back to all the islands. Now at the Revelry, they did have a bunch of people. Like they had Vivi, they had Shirahoshi, they had Rebecca, all the different people that he had like met. They met up there, but he wasn't there. But they all talked about how awesome he was, and it was like, are you friends of Luffy? Is it okay to say that we're his allies, or do we have to act like he's a filthy pirate? You know, because they can't tell who's cool with Luffy and who's not cool with Luffy. So I really enjoyed getting to see that, but I want to see him go back and hit every island that he said that he was welcome back at. I want to see him going back through the Red Line and seeing Laboon. I have just been waiting for their reunion because Brooke, he saw some whales passing by and he was like, Laboon? And I was like, oh my God, Laboon. There's no way. There's no way he's like floating around here right now. No way, no way. I got way too excited.
I really hope Laboon and Brooke get like to meet up before the end of One Piece. That would be so satisfying for me too. Like Laboon.
I need it.
Yeah, you need it.
It's gotta happen. If not, I'm gonna have to pay somebody to create a fan fiction just so I can like see this. I can have my closure. I need my closure.
See Laboon and Brooks. I mean, like pay the voice actor
You
for
waited
Brooks.
50 years. Laboon, he's the most precious baby child ever. The doctor is there taking care of him solo, just living up inside his body and outside of his body, just on an island. And he's not gonna, bash his head into the red rock anymore because Luffy put the thing on there and it's like, now if you keep bashing your head into it, you're gonna rub it off. And he's like, you don't bash your head in there anymore because when we come back, I'll spar with you again.
Yeah, I know.
He's gonna be so much bigger. He's gonna be giant. He's gonna be so much larger.
Was he not already a large whale whenever they first met? He's still a baby.
Yes, I mean, he's still very large, but I mean, amount of time that's passed, I think he's gonna get even bigger. I really think he is because he's got the doctor there. The doctor could be making him get bigger, or maybe he could be creating medicines to make him stay the size that he is. I don't know. But wouldn't it be so cool if they ended up going back, meeting Laboon, and Laboon ended up becoming like Luffy's kid's boat? Instead of him having a boat, he had like a fucking whale and just like stayed inside the whale and that was his ship. Wouldn't that be so cool? Like, I don't think Luffy's gonna give up the Going Merry or the Sunny, but Whitebeard, he had a giant whale that he had for his ship, but it wasn't a real alive whale. The only person I've really seen that doesn't have a ship that just has like cogwheels that goes, or one like the Capone guy, he has one that a tank that like in Whole Cake Island, he had a tank that would go up on land, a boat that would like.
I don't remember. I have no memorization of that.
Yeah, his boat can actually go on land. I don't know if it's because of his like castle thing that he has, but he made his boat basically the same way that he is. Everyone's boat has their own qualities within the ship. But
for sure.
Oh crap! I forgot I was talking about.
Talking about Laboon.
Yeah, I was talking about Laboon.
Laboon being a ship.
Yeah, I think that it'd be really cool if Laboon was a ship, and I think that I really want to see Robin make her legs be giant and put it on the sides of the Sunny and have the Sunny go on land. That needs
like
to happen.
A chicken, or,
they can do it. I know they can do it.
I think now, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't Laboon part of like the Straw Hat crew? Like he's a
Oh, gotta be. He's got the logo on him. He's wearing the Jolly Roger. He's definitely part of the crew. Just like Vivi's part of the crew. She's an honorary member.
Yeah, I think that's what I was gonna say. Laboon's an honorary member. And I feel like if Oda does like a big final battle, every member, even honorary and not honorary, should be at the final battle. Like Laboon will like just come in and crash into a ship and destroy a whole ship.
That would be so amazing.
Yeah, it would be.
Luffy makes friends with every giant sea creature that he finds.
Of course. I mean, Luffy's got
the Kraken.
Didn't they even say something about Luffy like being so charismatic, like you want to follow him, you want to be his friend?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's just that type of guy. He's that
He's
type of
amazing.
captain.
So I 100% agree with you. Binks' sake, one of my saddest moments as well.
Yeah.
Ace's death, we've kind of talked about it, but that I, episode 473, I will never be over it. Like, that is probably the only thing in One Piece I would ever change, but I wouldn't change it because I feel like it was necessary in order for Luffy to grow and, like, become who he was and mature. And, Oda, he really feels like when someone has achieved their dream, he's a lot more likely to kill them off because their dream has been realized. Like Whitebeard, he realized that he had his family, he had his family and he was there fighting for his sons and everything. And I feel like Ace's dream was to know if he should have been born, because he was always compared to his dad. He denounced his dad. He went and found his own dad to be king of the pirates and followed to support to be king of the pirates. And I feel like whenever he saw them all come after him, his pops, his brothers, Luffy, like whenever they all showed up, he was like, yes, I should have been born. Like, I was meant to be here. Everything I've done was like for a reason. I feel like he was at peace with himself and his life, and that's why he passed away. But he's made of fire. Akainu is made of lava. He's a freaking Logia type. I really, really thought that he was going to be able to overpower that somehow. Like, Chopper wasn't there to save him, and Ivankov, like, hormone stuff. Like, I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm, like, super hurt about. That, like, I think, honestly, I'm more upset about Ace's death than the Going Merry, because the Thousand Sunny is an amazing ship, and it's made out of, good wood that should be used for the future king of the pirates. But Ace, oh my goodness, he just had so much potential. He's actually Gold Roger's son. He's the most important character in One Piece, and he had a really good head on his shoulders. He may have taken naps in the middle of eating his food, but he was smart. He knew when to run away. He knew when someone was too tough for him, except for when he didn't.
Yep.
He should have listened to Pops.
I think that would that's all of our talking topics today.
I have other saddest moments, but that's okay. I'll cover them another time.
I mean, go ahead and cover them now. Go ahead. I didn't know you had other ones.
I can try to go through really fast.
No. Go ahead. Take your time. Take your time with them.
Okay. So you already mentioned the "I Want to Live" by Robin.
Yep. That's a sad moment for you.
Coupled with that, yes, absolutely. Like, it's sad, it's wholesome, it's like bittersweet.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just one of those things where it's like I feel like everyone can relate to her at some point in their life. Like, you might be happy watching One Piece right now, but I feel like at some point everyone in their life has had an intrusive thought, and it just like makes it so real and relatable to see these raw emotions in One Piece, because the world building in One Piece is so vast. Where they have the Marines, the different levels of government, good pirates, good Marines, bad Marines. It's just, the diversity is so amazing. But coupled with the "I want to live" moment, I like Robin's the Dedashishi laugh with what is his name? It's just like Saul or Soul. I don't know. I forgot his name. It's the giant guy that she met that taught her that you will find people in this world that will, be good to you and be your friends. You will find friends. And it's like whenever you feel sad, you just say, "Dada, she."
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're talking about the giant. Yeah, the giant whenever Robin was a child.
Yeah. Like, all of Robin's stuff, her "I Want to Live," Dada Shishi, and her being the only scholar alive left from Ohara.
You know what? Not to cut you off. You know a sad moment I just thought of? Whenever Sanji's backstory, whenever the cook cut off his own foot.
Zeph.
Yeah, when Zeph cut off his own foot for Sanji.
Sanji's true dad.
Yes, his true dad. His actual, like, father figure. I feel like that was a really sad moment for me as a young kid watching that, and like realizing like he cut off his foot to eat rather than eating anything, including like giving Sanji all the food and everything. I thought that
they don't fully explain it in the anime. In the manga, it will tell you that he cut off his foot and ate it and gave Sanji all of the food, and all he had in his bag was gold. But in the movie, they show that he's saving Sanji from like a boat. They're like, they get shipwrecked, and he goes
Yep.
in to save Sanji, and his foot gets caught up around like an anchor in the chain in the anchor, and he's gonna drown. So he ends up cutting his foot off, and then swimming and saving Sanji, and that's what happened to his foot.
In the live action,
He
they
like
do that?
cut. No, in the anime.
Oh, in the
like,
anime, okay.
Yeah, so it's different from in the manga and the anime. In the anime, he cuts his foot off, and they're like, what did you do with your foot? They never fully explained on the thing that he ate his foot. You know what I mean?
Anime.
In the anime, it looks like he got cut off in the water, but in the manga, he ate that foot. I think it was too gruesome for like
Young audience.
TV and everything.
Well, I mean, live action. I'm pretty sure in live action they strongly hint that he ate his own leg in the live action.
Yeah, they strongly hinted, but
Yeah.
I know what I know, so
Yeah.
at the same time, like maybe I'm just projecting that information onto the live action.
I don't know. They did strongly, because like I remember Sanji was on the other side of the rock and he came over and he was like, "I want some food. Give me your food." And he like stole the bag away. And then like he dumped
And
it
it's
out,
like-
and it was all gold and everything. He was like,
Yeah.
"What did you eat? How are you still alive?" And then like he
And then
like
they just looked down at his foot.
Sanji like looked down at his like stumped leg, and it was like, like that was a very strong
Mhm.
hint.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't come out and just say I ate my leg, but he was like, they panned down to
That's-
it.
There's multiple reasons why he said don't come over here unless you see a ship.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to see how little he was getting. He didn't want to see that he didn't have any food and all that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to move. I got like 2, 3 more, I think. Okay, quickly. The little dog from Arlong Park, Choo Choo.
Is that the little white dog you talking about? Yes.
I don't know if it's Choo Choo or Choo Choo, but the little white dog who's like protecting the food store. Like I think that's one of the moments where everyone, that's when that music really hits you. That sad
Yep.
One Piece backstory
Yep.
music. It really gets you. And Yasu's death in Wano, where everyone was pleasures and all they could do was laugh at the man that they loved. And the poor little pink-haired girl, Toko, like,
Yep.
the one who's like, oh, it's like a boy name.
Yep.
I feel so bad for her. They could only laugh. I thought they were doing that because that was like their thing, because he went around and kind of gaslit us a little bit to make us think that that was the area smile. He called it the something smile. I can't remember what the name was.
It was the town's place. It
Yeah.
was the name of the town's Smile. I think it was like Irochia or something like that. Started with an E. But yeah, it was like a coined smile.
Oh, started with an E. The Ebisu smile. That's what it was.
Yep. See?
Yep.
Yep.
Ebisu smile. Yep.
Because everyone in Ebisu is
That's what
always
us
happy.
Always smiling. Because even though they don't have a lot of stuff or a lot of food, they're always happy because you can never take away their smiles.
Exactly.
Like, God, they made it. Like, it's such a double-edged sword. Like, it's kind of happy and then it's sad. And once you know, you know. It's
Yes.
ugh.
I'll never forget, like, the first time I realized that. I was like playing Minecraft, and I was like, I literally stopped moving in Minecraft, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is dark. Like, this is messed
I
up.
know. The veil was lifted and it was like,
Yeah.
everything makes sense. You're putting it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah. Is that all you have for saddest moments?
This is the last one. It's not really sad, but I loved it when Luffy left Kobe and the Marines, and they salute
Yeah.
Luffy as he's leaving, because they helped. Okay, so they realize that they can't thank pirates, so they immediately go like, what we're doing is against the code of conduct in the Marines, and as punishment they said we're going to go for 3 days without food, because Oda equates strength of food, and
Yep.
they're thanking him
Happiness.
for freeing them from like the tyranny of Captain Morgan. And that was literally in episode 3. That was in episode 3 that
Yep.
happened.
Very early on in the series.
I just thought about that randomly. I was like, they were all telling Luffy bye, but they kind of were like, oh, we shouldn't tell him bye because he's a pirate and we're Marines, and it's bad. It's forbidden friendship again, just like Vivi.
Forbidden friendship. Marines and Luffy. Like, I feel like Luffy gets along very well with Marines, even though he shouldn't. But his dad's also not an admiral, but could be an admiral. Or his grandfather, not his dad. Sorry, his dad's a rebel, but his grandfather, it's not an admiral, could be an admiral. We'll talk
My
about
favorite
that.
interaction is in the Navajo or whatever, the area where they fall out of Skypiea and they fall directly into that base, Navarone base,
I know what you're talking about.
and yeah, and he's eating the captain's food as he brought it to him. That was my favorite interaction between him and a Marine.
Oh my goodness. My favorite interaction is Garp and Luffy's. Bless you. Garp and Luffy's interaction. I love their interaction.
Yes.
Like,
Love fist.
yeah, love fist. They capture it very well in the live action, in my opinion, too. Garp's
They did.
interaction with Luffy. I love Garp and Luffy's relationship.
I want to see Dadan, Mountain Bandits.
What is that? Elaborate.
Dadan is the woman that Garp ended up entrusting Luffy and Ace to.
Yeah. Okay.
Mountain Bandits.
Yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about now. Well, I did all my satisfies. You did all yours?
That is all. I've literally said everything that I want to say. Thank you for letting me ramble on about One Piece.
As always, we love rambling about One Piece.
So One Piece is real.
Yeah. One Piece is great. Love One Piece.
The One Piece.
One Piece. All right. With that being said, thank you for listening to us and enjoying this podcast.
Hopefully that you enjoyed it. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure they did. How can you not enjoy us two talking about One Piece, especially if you love One Piece? And yeah, guys, we'll see you in the next episode.
See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.